Just got a 2-hour or so drive back to Hobart. So Joss and I were just discussing our top camps.
So far.
In
In Tassie.
Tassie. Okay.
Yeah, in Tassie.
Yeah. What's yours?
So Cozy Corner North.
Cozy Corner North.
On the Bad Fires.
Number one?
Is number one.
Yeah, number one for me as well.
Just because it's a good campsite and we had good spots there.
And when the weather's good, it is honestly, it just reminds us of WA, I think.
Yeah. And then probably where we just were.
Oh wow, okay. So number 2 for Joss was Cockle Creek.
Yeah.
We camped, I forgot the campsite's name.
Boltons Green.
Boltons Green. So we were on the very, very last one before like the whale sculpture, if that makes sense.
So like pretty much the most southerly campsite you can get to.
And the campsite we had, you could only have like a max of 2 cars there. Like we were next to a lovely couple from Queensland and they just had a small caravan and then us. So like it can't get very busy there, which was another thing we liked.
So a lot of those sites are just like just off the road.
Yeah.
Like just like little, I guess, cutouts.
Surrounded by bush and you have your private access to the beach.
Yeah. And I think the beach was the selling point for me.
Yeah, and again we had really good weather.
Yeah, and it was just calm. It's a little bay.
It's beautiful, and it doesn't look like it's not a beach really. Just like forest all around, mountains in the background, which is pretty unique when you go to places like that.
Yeah, and wildlife there as well.
Yes.
Then Lake Gairdner.
Third was Lake Gairdner. Lake Gairdner would definitely be in my top 5 as well.
Yeah, well, this is only my top 4.
Oh, I thought you said 5. Okay, what's your 4th one?
And then Jetty Beach in Bruny Island.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, wow, okay, so...
Because, again, the beach is such a calm little bay.
Yeah.
And I think that's, like, it's just it's a busy campsite. But if you got in early, you could get a really good spot. And, like, then, I don't know, it would be better.
Yeah, and on a nice day that water would be so good.
Yeah.
I don't know what mine would be. Mine first one would definitely be Cozy Corner North. Absolutely love that whole area. The whole coast is amazing.
They're all free, by the way.
Yeah, all free camps. And from there you can just do...
Jetty Beach not free.
Oh, $10, wasn't it?
Yeah,
still free and with toilets. Not free, sorry, $10 with toilets and a national park. But yeah, from Cozy Corner North, you can do so many day trips from there. Like you situate yourself there and then just go up and down the coast into St Helens. Even if you wanted to, you could go into Derby for the day and do like some rides.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely my number 1, mainly because of the beach itself. I think number 2 for me was Lake Gairdner. I loved that. Like we camped on the creek side, not the lake. And it was so beautiful. We saw platypus, it was so quiet. It reminded me of like where I grew up a little bit. You know what? I would actually chuck in Mount Field National Park.
Oh yeah.
I actually really liked that camp spot.
Yes.
Again, it's not free. It's a national park. I think it was like $10 or something. It did have toilet, showers, laundry on a creek. It was a bit more of like a typical campsite. Like there's a lot of people there.
No, they actually got sites.
They've got
and,
designated sites
and stuff. So,
yeah.
But that's
I don't know. I liked the vibe of it.
Yeah.
Like in the hills. And
yeah.
A bit more.
And it was really close to like a short walk to
yeah.
waterfalls,
the glowworms at night. Like
lots of wildlife. We saw quolls
there. Yeah, I just really liked. I liked that experience. I think maybe not so much the campsite, but we had a really good experience there. I also liked Coles Bay.
Oh yeah.
Again, I think not necessarily because of the campsite. It was really nice, like bush, designated site, showers and toilets again. National park. I think it was $24 for both of us. Backed right onto the beach. And again, I think the experience was that there's just so much to do in that area that if you wanted to go and like just plonk yourself there for a few days, you could go off and do like hiking. You could just do beach days, go to like local wineries and stuff. I don't know, just like the area. And then probably Cockle Creek as well. Yeah, I just think that'd be my tops.
I think those caravan parks with those like showers and that, it's good to.
It's a nice break.
Yeah, and
And
also
it's still cheap.
also you don't have the option, like sometimes there's no free camps around those areas. So if you want to like
Be right there.
be right in Freycinet National Park, you have to pay.
Yeah.
And it obviously goes towards the national park. It's not a
Yeah.
caravan park, and then you do get showers and stuff. So
I also do really like the camp area in Derby. Right on the
Yeah.
creek, like we swam in the creek, like I did like honestly like every few hours because we were there on a hot day. But that was also really cool. It was like a cool vibe of like everyone was there to mountain bike, so I liked that
I read the
atmosphere.
reviews on Wiki though. Some people hated it. Like
Oh really?
just how busy it was, and like it's probably people who aren't into like
Camping around others.
yeah, and like riding and that. Like people like I went in, I left straight away. The kids stuff, that kind of thing. So
Oh, I liked it.
I
We
think-
were there probably at the busiest time as well.
Yeah.
Over,
I think it has a
Boxing
good
Day.
atmosphere. Like everyone's there kind of to do riding.
yeah.
And it's not like your most picturesque like park. Like it's quite dusty with all the
It is
bikes.
very dusty.
But we were lucky.
You get a good sight though. It's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
We were right on the riverbank, so you could just literally walk straight into the water
Yeah.
and swim.
Yeah, I could see how people don't like it, but I like the atmosphere.
And there was showers there. They were paid, but like it was a donation. So
I
like
just swam in the creek though.
yeah, everyone was there to like all on holiday, so it was a good vibe. I think.
Yeah.
It
But I
was
liked-
relatively quiet as well.
So you can also just walk into town. Like I just
Yeah.
liked, because Joss and I usually do camp in free camps, and usually there's literally nothing around. So I just like that you could just walk up the street and get a coffee, or walk to go get your bike, and then like go do the trails, and then just go back to the campsite.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good one. But honestly, I think you can't really go wrong in Tassie. Like,
No.
so yeah, we're heading back to Hobart now, and then we're going to go to a whole new area. We haven't been yet, so
Which is
maybe
right in the middle of the
yeah, really central Tassie, Bradley Lake area.
Brady Lake.
Oh, Brady, why don't you say Bradley?
Brady. It could even be Brady's Lake.
Brady's Lake or something. Anyway, lots of lakes in the area, so maybe we might find a new favourite.